台湾街道上面五星旗那么多，那个旗是沾满了鲜血啊！你今天国民党还亲共，你有脸吗？现在
Hello， 大家好，我是动眼神经。今天官媒来到的是全北美历史最悠久的旧金山唐人街，我们要来听听海外的华人同胞们的心声。究竟在他们的认知里面，10月庆祝的是中华民国国庆、中国国庆，还是台湾国庆呢？那知道今天几月几号吗？10月10号。会庆祝国庆吗？
一般来说是不会啦，这样看到那个才知道。
No, no, I don't celebrate.
不会，因为我们是中国来的，是在20年了。
No, I'm from America.
And where are your ancestors from?
China.
广东。
广东。
不会特别，
不会特别。
自己不会特别庆祝。
10月10号是干嘛的？
这是双十节，发生什么事你知道吗？
不太明白。
10月10号就是那个武昌起义啊。
哦，
高中有学过吗？
有，但忘记是干嘛了。
竟然把武昌起义都还给老师了，真是世风日下。从香港或是沦陷区过来的移民就算了，这几个从自由地区来的正统中华儿女，竟然也都没有好好庆祝国庆。幸好还是有很在乎的爱国之士。
今天来我很意外会看到这个国旗在这边摆着，所以我刚才也是拍照拍很多，因为
真的哦，
对我真的很多年没有看到国旗，所以其实真的很开心，就是中华民国还存在。每年嘅雙十節都搞得好好嘅。
大家都很开心的去办活动，
有游行啊什么，大家统统参加嘛，出钱出力这样。
旧金山中国城的街上，几乎处处飘扬着青天白日满地红的国旗。原来这些国旗都是爱国的侨胞们为了把对岸的5星匪旗比下去，而出钱出力挂上去的。然而，这样的荣景近几年在台湾岛内却是越来越稀有。
奇怪，越来越奇怪。
看不
比较
清楚
不像传统那种
是
红色双十的这个。
大家很有意见，就说：“哎，怎么会这样子？国旗不见了，那个双十也不见了。”
这比较像是有点像台北捷运图，
是有其他的创意，可是可能不会让你觉得是在国庆的感觉。
不止国旗意象在国庆主视觉上渐渐消失，连我大中华民国的国号也是岌岌可危。
把中华民国台湾打造成为一个更强韧的国家。台湾的韧性，台湾人民，台湾的经济，台湾加油！
海外都还很坚定的，中华民国不讲台湾的。
希望说他多讲一点中华民国啦。
听起来呢，有一点别扭了。中华民国呢，这个宪法也明文规定是包括全中国的。这个领土呢，台澎金马以外呢，还包括那个内蒙啊。如果你要说中华民国就在台湾呢，就是自我矮化。
这个招牌是绝对不能抛弃，因为中共最怕的就是这个招牌——中华民国。别人要的，我们就是不能给。我们不知道为什么，可是最重要的。
这2位脑袋清晰的大哥是洪门致公堂的盟长赵炳贤与西文书记杨海平。他们不只是凝聚当地侨胞的重要人士，也是中华民国历史的守护者。洪门致公堂内的许多物品都见证过重要的历史，因为它曾经有着另一个重要的身份，那就是反清组织。当年国父孙中山为了革命，曾4度到旧金山这个北美华人最重要的据点来募款。当时洪门致公堂出钱出力，可以说是如果没有他们，就没有现在的中华民国。
72烈士有68位是我们洪门的兄弟。哇！很多华侨那个时候看见孙中山都有点害怕。革命这个名词啊，回到了中国了，是要砍头了。基本上其他的会馆呢、团体呢，都不太愿意招待孙中山。
近年中共势力逐步侵略全世界，就连唐人街也惨遭毒手。这片原本飘着青天白日满地红的天空，逐渐被5星旗玷污。
而家中國咁搞啊，呢20幾年中國而家發展得好好啫，環境啊變化好犀利。而家習近平做得幾好啫。大家是一家人嘛，不要搞这么多其他这个不和谐的东西呢。
像炳哥是最了不起，他们要出钱给炳哥，要挂5星旗，给炳哥拒绝了。 整个中国城现在都被他们，基本上他们要收买，他们要渗透。
因为大陆来的移民是越来越多，他们就接受了一种反教育，还有中共把这个中国人民的话就是中国了，就是跟共产党了画上句号。
虽然老华侨们并没有忘记中华民国的荣光，但许多在美国出生的华裔二代，却连双十国庆是怎么回事都不清楚。
It took some researching for me to understand the meaning behind this double 10th day.
I did Google it a little bit before, like an hour ago.
I don't know of any, say, Taiwanese American families here that have any special celebration for it. It looks a lot like America's Independence Day, which celebrates an independence from Britain. From my context as an American, I assumed that that's what it was about. So it wasn't really like Taiwan's formation or anything like that. It was more when this concept of the Republic of China began.
更令人担忧的是，他们的身份认同在海外发展出了不同的路线。
I always felt very strongly that we were Taiwanese. There wasn't any doubt about it really because we speak Taiwanese at home and we used to go back to Taipei every other summer. During the summers, we would go to 国语日报. So I took a couple summer classes there.
How do you react if people recognize you as Chinese?
Ethnically, yes, I'm Chinese. I'm not like indigenous Taiwanese or anything. But I usually let them know I'm Taiwanese specifically. Especially recently. You know, it's been a bit sensitive, and then with COVID and all that stuff, yeah, and then every time China does something wrong. We need to be clear that has nothing to do with me.
虽然另一位的父母都有遵从蒋公的教诲，但他却没有全盘接收上一辈的思想传承。
My parents both identified as Chinese American. When I became aware of Taiwanese as a separate identity, I asked them, "Are we Taiwanese?" And they both said, "No, we're Chinese." Now that I'm aware is that they were both 外省人. They grew up during the decades when all of the education system was telling everyone in the country that their identity is Chinese. I just will say that I embrace both. My family has a lot of its heritage from China, but also we've been shaped by our experiences in Taiwan. So I think that has contributed to my identity as both Chinese and Taiwanese American. Right now, my kids, as third-generation Americans, their distance from both Taiwan and China is further and further. Like, depending on how the international community recognizes Taiwan or not, will affect their own ambiguity or holding on to that heritage. I already see it in the classroom that if their teacher is from mainland China, they might lean toward only recognizing their Chinese identity. But if the teacher is from Taiwan, then they might recognize that, okay, this child is saying their family is from Taiwan, so we'll recognize that. Yeah.
Growing up, no one even knew what Taiwan was. You know, even in college, when I said I was Taiwanese, my roommate would confuse it with Thai. And so you got Thailand and Taiwan confused.
A coworker was just telling me this week that he feels like growing up, he only knew one Taiwanese American, and then now he keeps meeting so many more. And I don't think that we've changed of being in his life, but I think it's more that we've been more vocal about how we identify, especially because America has grown a lot in the last 2 years of being more aware of cultural distinctions for all nationalities and races. And so I think that we've all sort of learned to listen to other people about how do they identify and recognize that.
到底我们是中华民国人、台湾人还是中国人？不同世代、不同背景的海外侨胞，对于我国的未来都有着不同的期许。
强调台湾的确是现行的现况，对吧？强调中华民国，难道要统一大陆吗？
中共是个恶灵，是个恶霸，所以说呢，像统一这种事情，你可以跟他谈个30年、50年没有关系。现在政策就是以拖代变，这种时间只能拖到中共将来，也许像美国这样子，那才有机会去谈。现在谈都不能谈，
很多老一辈的很可能以前都是从大陆来的，也许住在香港，然后最后就移民来美国。那通常他们老一辈就台湾如果独立的话，就不会太多人同意啦。
How do I expect? Like, how will they do it? I don't know. I think it'll be difficult, and I worry about that day. But then you see what happens with Hong Kong, and it feels a little bit scary.
My hope is that Taiwan will become recognized as its own entity. As an American, I have strong democratic values, and so I identify strongly with Taiwan's values. It's very different in ideology from China and the CCP's ideas.
我天天看台湾的媒体，中天就知道，尤其是蓝营那些退将，或者是很几个名嘴，就是天天在帮中共宣传，天天是反美的新闻，我们都看不下去了。而台湾街道上面5星旗那么多，那个旗是沾满了鲜血啊！你今天国民党还亲共，你有脸吗？现在对不起过去的这些死难的这些同志吗？
现在台湾的人民呢是享受着这个自由民主的制度，他们在享受能够拥有这种自由民主的社会呢是得来不易，所以呢，我奉劝台湾人民真的是正视现在我们中华民国所给你的自由民主。
真的是很认真的，没有在庆祝国庆，对不对？
对，确实。看电视节目而已，新闻报道了。
哦，好，所以你觉得下面这些跟上面的这个比，有比较好吗？
有越来越有那种地主权的感觉。
看到红色就觉得有点奇怪。